Hi everyone from Shelley Beach. I believe you might have some free time at the moment and be looking for something useful to do. Well, I'd like to suggest that there's nothing more constructive you can do than to do a unit of PTC. What's PTC, you ask? Well, that's the Preliminary Theological Certificate. It's a course of study that's been written by War College, and it's available via correspondence, or you can do group study, and a lot of it now is online. They cover a lot of different units. The first unit you usually do is Introduction to the Bible. Now this unit, I've got to say, revolutionised my reading of the Bible, and I think if you ask anyone else who's done it, they'd probably say the same thing. I think before this, I knew the Bible had a beginning and an end, but the middle was just a jumble of different stories and prophets and teaching. But once I did this course, it just showed me the wonderful unity of the Bible. So how God's purposes just flowed from the beginning of Genesis right through to the end, how everything fits. It just gives you that framework, it gives you the timeline, the context, so that you can pick up any passage of the Bible now and know where it fits in the story of God's salvation. So that is a wonderful course, but there are certainly more units that you can do based around Old Testament, New Testament, doctrine, church history. And while they probably are at a level that's a little bit more in depth than you would do in growth group, they are still very understandable and accessible. And it's not like you're doing something that's too academic. I think one of the things that Paul does in his writings, he quite often talks about knowledge and growing in knowledge, and he links knowledge. He links knowledge with love, and he links knowledge with power, with insight, with being fruitful. There is so much to be gained by increasing your knowledge of God's Word. And I think that as I studied in more depth, what I was able to do was to grow in my knowledge of God's love and His grace, and to appreciate that even more, and just to see that be able to start to transform me so that I can be a more loving person. So look, I can't more highly recommend actually spending some time studying God's Word, getting involved, digging a bit deeper, and growing in your love for Him. Thanks everyone.